What's up, everybody? Chad, Firehand Cards, aka formerly the True 17. I am making a video today to respond to this video right here by Sports Card Radio, by Colin of Sports Card Radio to be exact. I like Sports Card Radio content. I've been following them for a long time. And I like a lot of the stuff that they put out. Actually, I pretty much like all the stuff that they put out. I even like the video that I'm responding to right now. I've even hit the like button on it. As you can see right here, it's asking me to unlike it because I liked it. Even though in this video, they come after me a little bit. But that's fine. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background before we play the video. And I kind of react to the stuff that's said in the video. Basically, the premise why Colin has decided to come after me is because I was not, and still have not, jumped on the bandwagon of assuming and believing that Backyard Breaks gets loaded boxes and cases directly from Panini. Okay? Keep that in mind. So, I'm sure everybody knows about the whole situation. Been brought up by a gentleman on Twitter named Eric, aka the Collectibles Guru. It's the first one that put out the mathematics in regards to the odds of these guys hitting X amount of product hits from Flawless, National Treasures, and Prism, basketball, etc., etc. And I made a video in response to that. You can see this one here, the title of which is Opinion and Reactions to Sports Card Radio SCR Backyard Breaks. Is Panini giving loaded boxes to breakers? So that video, if you've never seen it, I'll put the link to that video in the bottom of the description. You can watch it. And but I can tell you, teaser, I still don't believe, and as I say in that video, I reserve, to until damning evidence or actual true evidence comes out to switch my mind in another direction. I'm open to the possibilities should real evidence surface that would suggest that was the case. Then I would change my opinion if so be it. But for the evidence, quote unquote, evidence that was provided, and my past experiences and current experiences as a group breaker, card collector, box opener, breaking for almost 15 years now, through my own personal experiences and opinions, that's how I felt. So, and that's still how I feel right now. That being said, that opinion, my personal opinion about that, is why I have been targeted in this video we're about to watch. Now, this is America. Everybody should have a right to their own opinion, freedom of speech. You're here to think about and feel whatever you want. And, in the court of public opinion, I guess sometimes if you don't jump on board with whatever the popular opinion is, you have a tendency of people to turn on you and want to poke at you and that kind of stuff. So anyways, let's get into the video a little bit here. Again, I'm just going to kind of, if you want to say the word debunk, it's not really debunking, but, I made a comment on the video. He points to some tweets that I put out, doesn't really give any context to a couple of them, and then doesn't show you the full tweets in response to that to try and paint a picture that's not really exactly what was happening in regards to that. So it's kind of like fake news that's out there, fake news, MSNBC and stuff, how they kind of pick and choose little snippets of what's actually really going on, and they comment on that, and they don't really give you the full story that would really paint a completely different picture if you had it. Yeah, it's kind of like that. So here you go. It's a fun video, though. Enjoy.
No, guys, I have 37,000 views on a video. You think I'm just going to make one? No, there'll probably be about 7 or 8 on this topic just over the next 2 weeks. That's how you put some Rolexes on your wrist.
I have a 9-figure bank account.
Now, speaking of the deniers out there, Firehand Sports Card was absolutely a denier, not thinking that any of this was at all possible. In fact, on just...
Number one, obviously didn't watch my video, or if you did, wants to put words into my mouth, etc. Denier. Denier of what? Denier? Disbeliever? Not jumping on board? Again, he's saying that I'm denying the possibility that there's any chance that anything could possibly be going on where somebody could be receiving loaded boxes. Okay? He's not being specific anymore. In the beginning, it was Panini sending stuff directly to Backyard Breaks. Now it's any kind of loaded boxes coming from any direction, blah, 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 blah. That being said, let's roll a little bit farther here.
Just November 3rd. Shout out to GemMint 10 Cards on Twitter. We have the best fans out there here in the universe. They do all the work for us. And so I just show my great appreciation to all of you that tune in and then tag me in these types of stories. This guy said on November 3rd, I have heard people have found a way to identify whether or not a Crown Royale box has a Kaboom in it by checking out the serial number Panini sticker. Sports Card Radio needs to do a deep dive. And I thought, that's interesting. Let's CC Blez, Leighton, and Firehand, those freaking chumps that clocked in so fast a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about how maybe some of this could be rigged. And oh, guess what he said? He said, oh, that's funny. And then look at this. Here's 8 days.
Again. So just to turn it back, you know what I said that's funny to? I said that's funny to tagging me, Blez, Leighton, and saying, calling us chumps. What does, this is what I'm saying. What does some guy putting out a tweet about kabooms have anything to do with me whatsoever? Because I said that I didn't think that Panini was sending loaded boxes to Backyard Breaks. Now you're going to tag me anything that comes up, any kind of situation that arises where somebody says you can decipher something from a box, you're going to tag me and call me a chump? Because what? Does it really have anything to do with me? That's why I said, oh, that's funny. Now I'm all of a sudden getting called the chump by Sports Card Radio because some guy on the internet says that he heard that you could find a box of Kaboom and a special box of Crown Royale. That's it. I wasn't saying, oh, now that's funny. There's no fucking way that you could find a Kaboom by looking at the serial number on the box. That's not the case. I was responding to him calling me a chump and tagging me, Blez, and Leighton.
Go. Here's Firehand Collectibles. A lot of people are going to be patting this guy on the ass, but I want to just remind you, 8 days ago, here he is saying that Collectible Guru has lost all credibility for me. Too many brash tweets without doing any research prior. Hello, Firehand. It looks like you have just started doing research, and so you criticize another guy.
False. False. I have not just started doing research. I've started right now to look into serial numbers since it was brought out about Kabooms being able to be found via the hologram on the front of the card. I have asked myself and I've asked Ryan, our other breaker, when we're opening products now to show the serial numbers on the boxes to the camera. And when new Panini products come out, we are going to start tracking those boxes. Yes. I'm not doing, that is... You call it, I am doing research now? Absolutely. This is not the first thing I've ever done as far as trying to help figure something out or make some kind of video explaining to the general card community what could possibly be happening in some of these situations. That being said, let's keep rolling about Guru here.
Guy, here's the deal, guys. Guys like Collectible Gurus, guys like over here at Sports Card Radio, guys like AIH Sports, guys like Dan the Card Man. Guess what, guys? Sports cards are not our full-time gig. Guess what, guys? Some of us are pretty darn successful.
This is my friggin' house.
At what we do. We have maybe 30 minutes to an hour each day to devote to trading cards. It's not our job to take things from rumor to speculation to fact. There is a lot of value in putting out rumors, putting out speculation, putting on your tinfoil hat, and then letting the rest of the community that cares even more and has a much greater financial stake in this. And Firehand Cards, as far as I'm concerned, his full-time job is trading cards. So
yes.
It's actually your job to do the research.
No.
It's your job to take speculation.
No.
You're finally doing it. So glad you're finally doing it. But 8
Thanks.
weeks ago, you were disparaging the people that led you to the investigation that you're doing now. You
False.
fucking idiot.
That's drama.
He goes goes on to say then he deletes them or doesn't respond at all when he's getting called out. Guys, look, I'll show you my Instagram. I'll show you my Twitter. I get hundreds of DMs. This is just on this channel. I have another channel that's 10 times larger than Sports Card Radio. You think I got time to get back to everybody? Come on, you little idiots. No true interest in getting to the bottom of the issues. That's your job, buddy, or making things right after wrongly throwing somebody's name or reputation under the mud. No.
Let me tell you right now. He's going to say he's going to go to Backyard Breaks. I'm not talking about Backyard Breaks. When I'm talking about Collectibles Guru, dragging somebody's name through the mud, that kind of stuff, and not making it right afterward, not talking about Backyard Breaks whatsoever, because I'm just not. I'm not talking about them. I'm actually talking about guys that got linked in that quote unquote investigation, like Leighton Sports Cards and a couple other guys that got thrown in the mix who had absolutely nothing to do with the situation, but all of a sudden their names get thrown in. They have to feel like they have to defend themselves for something they didn't even do, because everybody's starting to poke fingers. Or if it's happened to Backyard Breaks, they think they're saying, oh, well, you know what? Leighton Sports Cards got a bunch of cards come out too. He must be doing stuff that's rigged. Never. So this guy, Collectibles Guru, I'm just going to stop right here. Let's just go on to the Collectibles Guru. We can go on there right now. Again, these are my opinions. I'm going to tweet whatever the hell I want. I'm going to put on YouTube comments, whatever I want. Sometimes I'm joking around. Sometimes I'm serious. I can say whatever I want. You're going to mention guys like Collectibles Guru, Sports Card Radio, AIH, Dan the Card Man. There's 4 guys. One of them doesn't belong in that mix. It's Collectibles Guru, okay? The other 3 guys, including yourself, Colin, AIH, Dan the Man, you guys do videos in which you put out information, actually do research prior, okay? Then come with some facts, try to draw some conclusions, that kind of stuff. Collectibles Guru, in the instances that I personally am talking about, in which he lost all credibility with me, as I'll show you right here, puts out these tweets, again, doesn't look into it before, just sees like a dummy card in a box and just instantly goes, Panini knows where the cards are going, this is terrible, blah, 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 right? Out to his 25,000 followers on Twitter. It's a disservice, in my opinion. Okay, if you've got X amount of views, 37,000 views on your video, 25,000 followers on Twitter, you should be a little bit more careful when you're going to put some content out or some tweets out, that make sure what you're going to put out is either accurate, or if you don't want to, your opinion to be taken as like something that's a fact, then you should premise that or add on like, what do you guys think? Is something fishy going on, etc., etc. I'm gonna go to some guru tweets right here. Okay, let's look at some. Let me screen grab it here. I'm not a professional video maker in regards to this kind of stuff, so bear with me for just a brief second when I pull this up. Here's the first one. So this is again the math, and this is going to lead me to something else that I'll put at the end. And I'll even throw a little tidbit on here as to why I still, the math involved. I've said over and over and over, even to Mr. Guru himself, and these guys at Sports Card Radio, they're like, yeah, show me the math that debunks his math, okay? So this is just simply the tweet in which this is the conclusion of, after all this fucking wild, crazy math that he went through, trying to tell us how the astronomical odds it is for somebody to pull 4 big cards, okay? And at the very bottom, what he says, this is what he says. Here's the one of 3 things must be true. These are the only 3 things that could possibly be true for this to happen. Number 1, Backyard Breaks opens $40+ million of product and gets lucky 1 in 200. Again, those numbers are ridiculous already because the math is so stupid. Number 2, Backyard opens less than 40 million of these products and gets absurdly lucky, 1 in 117,000. Or 3, the only other option is someone is giving Backyard loaded boxes. Tell me which is most likely, right? That's it. That's the tweet. Okay? These are the 3 options. If you're really going to go dig numbers, you don't think there's any other possibility that could be out there other than they either spent $40 million or less than $40 million to hit these cards, or somebody's actually feeding them the stuff. That's the first tweet. Okay, and this opened up all these videos. Now we got, can of worms. Everybody and their mother made a video about it, including myself, to just try and explain my opinion on the situation. That's tweet number 1. The next tweet that I saw was right here. Okay, and here's my video. Here's my video in regards to there's the tweet about the impeccable WWE. And it says, we'll skip to this part. It's growing increasingly obvious that cards are not randomly inserted, and Panini knows exactly, or I don't want to say the word, I want to quote him perfectly. And Panini knows which cards are in which boxes. Not good. Okay, what did he do to know that at all? He hasn't, there's no background behind it. He doesn't put anything out. He doesn't inform the people who are reading his tweets of anything other. He has no idea of the manufacturing process, nothing. Just sees a card that says loop 9 blah 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 and says, what's the only conclusion that we can draw is that nothing is random and Panini knows which cards are in which boxes. So I saw that and I said, you know what, I'm going to make a video because I feel like, even though I don't have as many followers on Twitter, whatever, I have something that I can add to this conversation that might enlighten people and give them a different understanding of how this could possibly happen. Does it necessarily mean that somebody at Panini is hand-picking stuff, putting it in the boxes, and they're tracking it and they know exactly where it goes? I actually went a video, I'm not sure the SCR guys watched it. They think that I don't do anything other than sit on my ass and open cards all day, in which you can see here in the video, I'm going through explaining the process of boxes being put together through the hoppers and the loops, and how that card right there likely mistakenly got left in between the other hits, etc., and found its way in. Anyways, I'll put that video in the description as well. Okay, so it's a second tweet that I saw in which I just thought, you're making a statement with you really don't have any proof, evidence, research done. You're just putting it out there and making it seem like that's the only option, the only plausible scenario going on right there, right? Okay. Next one. It happened again. So this is when Topps Sterling Baseball, or Topps Bowman Sterling Baseball was getting open, and we had a couple of packs come out in which there was a red Sharpie mark on the inner pack, right? And here it goes. Here's the tweet. Another pack marked by @Topps yields a monster card. This time it's a Julio Rodriguez dual auto at 25. The manufacturers know and track where the big cards are. Topps just got caught red-handed. This is a massive problem. Okay, how do you know any of that? Do you know any of that whatsoever? No, he has no clue. Again, no process. Does he even know what a pack of Bowman Sterling looks like? The inner pack, you got a silver pack, right? That silver pack that had the red Sharpie on it is then inside of a mini box, right? Which is shrink wrapped. Then that mini box is inside of a bigger box. 5 mini boxes in a bigger box, closed, shrink wrapped. No hologram on the outside, or actually hologram on the outside, MLB hologram, whatever it is. There's no way for somebody to, I don't know, maybe you have x-ray vision. You can look through the 2 layers of cardboard and get to the inner silver pack and see that little red mark on there to know where the card is going. I don't know the thought process. Anyway, I'm just saying, it goes back to the video I'm showing you right here. It has something to do with the guys at the packing facility, for whatever reason, having to mark certain packs to make sure that those packs get distributed to X amount of cases. Maybe they're marking case hit packs. Maybe they're marking, I know, one was a Julio Rodriguez, another one was a Superfractor, etc. So you had guys chime in on this Twitter thread. Chris Carlin, he used to work for, I believe, Upper Deck, on the manufacturing side, etc., saying stuff the same thing. Like, you're way off on this one. You don't know. You're really off. They don't know where the cards are going. This is something that's happening at the packing facility level. Blah blah blah. Again, it's a pet peeve of mine when people are putting information out there as if it is fact and a concrete evidence to a huge audience of people in a card community, and there's nothing behind it. Okay, that's the tweet. Let's go to the next one. And this is the one, finally. He put out a tweet here And the tweet was about backyard breaks, and why doesn't backyard breaks why aren't there any big baseball hits from backyard breaks? I think we all know why, because Panini doesn't make licensed baseball, something like along those lines, basically because they get everything from Panini and they don't break any baseball. Again, it would take him literally 30 seconds probably to look and see if backyard breaks opens baseball product, which they do open plenty of baseball. So I replied, I said, dude, you're losing more and more credibility with every one of these conspiracy tweets. Absolutely no research, just hot button topics and hot takes for more clicks and interactions. And of course, and he deleted the tweet. He didn't respond to me. He just deleted it. That was it. And when he put up another tweet like, oh, well, I guess they do break some baseball, but blah, blah, blah. And just another deflective nonsense, no accountability for his stupid ass tweet that he had no research put into it. Okay, so that's why the collectibles guru lost all his credibility in my eyes from 4 freaking tweets with no real research. Now, the one thing that he did do research on, quote unquote research, was the crooked math that he did to try and come up with the backyard breaks odds that it would take for them to hit all those cards. Okay, and I'm not going to get into this. All I'm going to say is this: you could take any 4 cards, okay, in the universe. You could take any 4 cards and run the math the way that he ran the math, and you know what will happen? You will get the exact same results. Okay, you could take. It doesn't matter what card, but you know why? Because he's taking a card. He's taking, let's say, the Cade Cunningham Logo Man auto from National Treasures. Okay, he's taking that card, and he's saying, what is the complete run of National Treasures? 19,000 boxes. Okay, what are the odds of pulling one card out of 19,000 boxes? Let's guess. Pretty freaking astronomical, right? On top of that, he has no idea and doesn't factor in. I think he has no idea how many boxes of NT Backyard Breaks has opened. He has no idea how much of the product they've opened. Absolutely zero clue. He even puts it out there. He put a tweet up? Does anybody have the information? How many boxes of floss? Nothing. He doesn't know. But he's going to run the numbers of that one card against the whole print run. Then he's going to take the Kate Cunningham Prism 1 of 1 first off the line and take that card out of the entire print run of first off the line Prism. Do you see where I'm going? If you take a card and you run it against the entire print run, that is 1 out of the entire print run. I sound redundant, but it's that simple. Of course it's astronomical. And then on top of that, you take those 4 numbers and you multiply them together and now you're taking all that and combining it together. It's going to seem astronomically impossible. Of course it will. But again, you could take any 4 cards from any breaker and get that number. And from my own personal experience, okay, breaking forever, breaking product myself, watching other breakers break and hit big hits all the time, it doesn't seem beyond the realm of possibility to me that somebody could hit those 4 cards. I'm sorry if my opinion isn't the popular one, or you think by me having this opinion I'm defending backyard breaks. I don't care who it is they're saying pulled those cards. It could be my best friend. It could be the guy's backyard breaks who I don't care for at all. I'm not defending them. I'm defending the idea that Panini would be feeding particular hits to a certain breaker, and that's what I'm defending. That I don't believe that could be happening, and I don't believe it's beyond the realm of possibility that somebody could just actually pull those cards. Let's take, for instance, if we go to the Firehand Cards Instagram feed right here, let's pull some quote-unquote pretty close or product hits, right, that we could have hit. I'm going to show you some hits. This is in about the span of maybe 3 months total. Okay, some of these cards. And there's a grip of them on here. I'll highlight them. Let's go. This is a nice little chunk right here where you can see some stuff, right? Let's go down here. I'll start. Let's start. Let's see here. I don't know. Where should I start? Right? Let's just look here. They got that far enough. Let's start there. We'll start with Teddy Ballgame. Okay, here's a Ted Williams. We could pick out 15 of these cards, right? Here's a Ted Williams. What are the odds? Tell me what the odds are if you're going to base it on how this guy's coming up with mathematics for these guys hitting 4 big cards, okay? And they're going to say they're the biggest cards, but they're the biggest cards. I'll show you some examples of stuff that could be arguably the biggest cards because it's all subjective, right? The guys keep saying the two. I don't think that the Golden State Warriors triple logo man is the second biggest card in Flawless. I think we could all agree the LeBron triple logo man was the most sought after card. The Golden State Warriors triple logo man, probably not even the second best triple logo man. There's one with Zion and Luka and who's the other guy? The third, Jason Tatum. I think that one's probably better. Plus, you got the Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball rookie logo man autograph cards in that product that might even be better than the Golden State Warriors triple logo man. But I digress. Let's start down here. Here's a 1-of-1 Ted Williams, cut signature from Triple Threads. Not huge monster card, but it's a 1-of-1 cut signature from Triple Threads, right? If you scroll up a little bit right here, here's a good one. Here's the 1-of-1 Ja Morant patch autograph from Opulence Basketball. Ja Morant, 1-of-1 patch auto rookie Opulence Basketball. Okay. Here's the Zion Williamson 1-of-1 rookie black from Opulence Basketball. There's 2 product hits from one product right there. Oh, here's a Mike Trout. I mean, I don't know. We can just go through this thing. But again, these are all pulled by one breaking company, Firehand Cards. Right here's a Ken Griffey Jr. 1-of-1 for more triple threads. The point is, here's all these 1-of-1 triple threads. Maybe Topps is feeding us product. I'm not sure. Here's a Justin Herbert Panini XR 1-of-1 black patch autograph. Here's a Justin Herbert Panini XR 1-of-1 NFL Shield. Here's a Babe Ruth Topps Dynasty cut autograph. Right. Here's a Mike Trout Topps Sterling bat knob autograph. Here's a Joe Burrow XR NFL Shield 1-of-1 autograph. Here's the Donald Trump Flawless Baseball 35 diamond 1-of-1. Here's the Zion Downtown. Here's the Zion Williamson Flawless Rookie Logo Man. Here's a Shohei Ohtani Flawless 1-of-1 autograph. Here's a Ja Morant Opulence Nike Swoosh autograph. Here's another Flawless 1-of-1. Where's the big one? Oh, there's the LeBron James Flawless 1-of-1 Logo Man from the same product that the Zion Williamson 1-of-1 Logo Man came from. You know what? I guess the only possible conclusion we can draw from this, guys, is that somebody is feeding Firehand Cards loaded boxes. Let's move on with the video. I think my point is proven finally for everybody that's wondering, push you the math. There you go.
Backyard Breaks is supposedly the biggest breaker.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Holy shit!
I have everybody telling me they're Ferda, they're everything. They break all the time. They're on 24/7. They're the biggest thing ever. They're bigger than Leighton. They're bigger than Mojo. They're bigger than Firehand, all combined. Seems like their reputation and their business is doing just fine, probably because you have these OG breaks.
Again, I wasn't defending Backyard Breaks. Not defending him. Not saying that I lost. This is my point taken again, right? I'm not saying that I lost. Guru lost all credibility with me because he didn't apologize to Backyard Breaks. As you can see with the actual background, I show you why I lost credibility with Guru. It has nothing to do with this guy's rattling off right now like a maniac.
That are just completely washed. And the minute they can stomp on these guys' necks, they actually clock in and defend them. That's how stupid these guys are. He says he's just looking for likes, impressions, and clout. No, guys, we're looking for you guys to do the work. You guys that are financially tied to this hobby. You guys that this is your career and this is your job. A lot of us are successful in a lot of other things, and this is strictly a hobby for us. It's your job to get to the bottom of this stuff. And you should be ashamed that people like Collectible Guru and Sports Card Radio, who spend more time wiping our butts in the day than thinking about trading cards, have come up with information that you should have been more curious about weeks ago.
You should.
There's nothing for me to say about that. What am I going to say to that nonsense rambling on right there? Again, Dan the Card Man, AIH, Sports Card Radio. I love their content. I love what they bring to the table as far as that kind of stuff goes. Completely different ball game from what Collectibles Guru does. That guy puts out a lot of cool tweets. I like watching. I still follow Collectibles Guru and like his tweets that he puts about awesome cards that are his, collections and all that kind of stuff he finds pretty cool. But as far as those tweets right there, lost credibility, etc., etc. We can move on.
Ashamed of yourself.
Now, here's again, Firehand 3 weeks ago. Loaded cases sent directly to breakers is fake news. How do you know that? Panini.
How do you know it? How do you know it's true? That's my opinion, dummy. I think it's fake. I think it's fake news. I still believe wholeheartedly Panini is not sending those guys right there. Panini is not sending those directly to Backyard. That is my stance. Now, again, if evidence comes out to show some snippets of that happening, I reserve the right to change my opinion. Does it mean that it doesn't mean that Backyard Breaks might have cracked the code on some of these holograms and that they're buying specifically boxes from whoever it is that they're buying them from that are looking for those codes in particular, and they're increasing their odds of hitting some of these bigger cards. Maybe that's happening. I don't know. But I don't think personally that Panini is hand delivering boxes to those guys with the biggest hits in the runs.
Panini would send us boxes and we'd hit amazing hits. And I was always thinking, well, good thing I'm giving these things away. Here's another.
Great. Are you a breaker? Because you just said, I'm talking about breakers getting stuff directly from Panini. I've been breaking for 14 years. Panini's never sent me a free box to just open. I haven't. Never got one free box from Panini to just open. I've always had to buy it. If I buy it off from Panini's website, or I buy first off the line, or I buy enough product to get into the VIP party at the National, I don't know. Maybe you're entitled to some bigger hits than I was, getting some free stuff, because I never got any.
Another beauty from Firehand just a couple of days ago. He says, here's the kicker. Ready? Show me 2 boxes of Crown Royale basketball that have different numbers on the outside of the box. I'll wait. This guy has...
Let me stop him before he goes on his rant. Okay? Show me 2 boxes of Crown Royale basketball that have different numbers on the outside of the box. Now, maybe I sent this one a little prematurely. I could say that in hindsight now. But I was referring to the serial number. This is the serial number, in my opinion, on the box, right? The barcode, serial number, 2 boxes of Crown, because every single box of Crown Royale has the same serial number on it. That's what I was referring to, right? Okay.
You're telling me this guy has been breaking cards for this long, and just now, he's starting to look at these hologram stickers, and he's starting to realize that there's different numbers on them, and then finally...
See what he did right there? I'll show you what he did right there. Want to see what he did right there? He failed to show the next tweet after that, right? Here's the next tweet after that. He told me himself, they are referring to the NBA hologram number. Oh, okay, now I understand what the guy's saying. But no, you know what? I don't have any clue what a hologram is on a box. Yeah, I've been breaking for 14 years, but I've never noticed that there's a hologram on front of the box before. Oh, duh. Yeah, okay, exactly. Again, just an instance where it seems really convenient to not show anything else or not give any proper context to the tweet there, right? And down below, since he's going to get to this point, we might as well show it right now. I told him, sounds exciting. If your video can show me how to pick the single box from a case of a Kaboom, with a Kaboom, I will open a case and send you that box. Now, I'm thinking, okay, he's going to make a video. They're going to detail how to find the Kaboom. If he does it, I'll send him a box. And you know what? He can open it on camera and he could show everybody. Here's it is. A little follow-up, whatever you want to call it. I'm not inferring it can't be done, but we'll keep rolling.
who again, his whole business, his whole livelihood relies on these trading cards. Well, finally, he's the one doing the research. He's the one doing the legwork. And he opened up 1-and-1 basketball boxes, which got to be one of the worst names I've ever seen of a product. And he's noticing, it looks like to me, any box that starts with NC 104 and you're getting a heck of a hit. Kate RPAs, Downtown Luca, a sneaker, Downtown Levine, Downtown LaMelo. I mean, some of these things don't make any sense to me, but look, those sound like pretty darn good cards. And so before any of you out there start to disparage like a collectible guru, before you start to disparage an AIA Sports, before you start to disparage Sports Card Radio, think about it. We're just giving you like the little seeds. We're throwing out little nuggets. We're throwing you the softball. It's for you guys to hit these topics out of the park. You guys should have 37,000 views on a video. You guys should be ashamed that Sports Card Radio is actually the one being tagged in these tweets to do the investigation work and not you.
Why should I be ashamed that somebody is hitting up a company who prides themselves on being Sports Card Radio, news content, bringing you the news, the hobby news, views, and gossip. I'm a breaker. I'm not making news videos, gossip videos. That's your job, man. That's your job. Do your job. And all of a sudden now all you're doing is throwing out crumbs, right? Oh yeah, collectibles grew and all we do is throw out the crumbs. You guys got to do the research. It's convenient to say that now because I was hammering him and the LMS guys on Twitter, poking the bear, having some fun on Twitter going, where's the codes, where's the codes, where's the codes? Because they didn't actually tell you the code to get the Kaboom, right? If you watch the video, they didn't actually tell you the code. They said there is a code. We looked at the codes. And I don't, Colin said himself, full disclosure, he said, they asked me to not put the code out so they don't. That's fine. I wasn't hammering this guy to give me the code, but I was hammering the LMS guys like, dude, if you think that that it's such a big deal for the hobby to know that this is going on, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, then why aren't you just putting the code out there for people to know? If you want all the other breakers out there to do the right thing and do good by their customers, how are they going to know? How are they going to do it if you don't give them the code? You want all these breakers, but because this is our job, right? We've got all day under the sun. And I know this guy and everybody else only spends, 15, 20 minutes a day thinking about sports cards. But, I've got hours on end to just go back and watch fucking 50 YouTube videos, start writing codes down, doing all this stuff to try and figure out what the code is. They want every one of the 37,000 people that watch that video to go and do that themselves to figure out what the code is. Which is why I put the code out there for you guys yesterday, because what's the point of that? It's ridiculous. I'm not gonna make it. I'm trying to do a little bit of service. Here's the code, man. You want to do the right thing. You want to know if you got a Kaboom box. You want to know if you're gonna go to your card shop and he's taking the Kaboom. Whatever. Here's the code. Anyways, let's keep going.
And you spend several days denying what actually was fact. This guy, Firehand, actually promised me one of these boxes if I could identify it. Now, luckily, 2 links on my Rolex is worth more than any Downtown or any Kaboom card that is out there, so I don't care. I don't need the money. I don't want the box of cards. But these guys disparage people for not doing research before they do any research themselves. So, finally, Firehand, you've woken up.
Really quickly. I'm going to make this point for you. I made this point on Twitter. Again, I send the box to this guy so he can open it up and show the Kaboom. You know why he doesn't want the box? Because how would it look if they put the code, he says, yeah, it's this code, blah, 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 blah. I pull that box out, I send it to him, and he opens it on camera, and there's no Kaboom inside. How would that look? It would look pretty terrible, right? Of course. But, he doesn't want it because he's got a Rolex on. He doesn't want it because he doesn't collect sports cards either. The guy has no interest in sports cards whatsoever other than making content videos about sports cards and calling everybody that collects sports cards scrubs, dorks, nerds, clowns, all that kind of stuff. And then tell you in the same sentence that, our fans are the greatest, blah, 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 blah. All you card collectors are dorks, card fondlers, all that stuff. It's funny. It's entertaining to me, but come on, man. You're speaking out of both sides of your mouth at the same time. It's ridiculous.
You're doing some research. Congratulations. You should have been doing this for years. You should
Why?
have been on this a long time ago. And if it wasn't for Collectibles Guru, if it wasn't for Sports Card Radio,
Collectibles Guru did nothing. Again, absolutely nothing in regards to this Kaboom. What did he do? He didn't do anything. Nothing Collectibles Guru has done has led me to start looking at serial numbers on the holograms on boxes. 0. And nothing Collectibles Guru has done led the breaker on Whatnot to get notified that there could be something, a customer came in and started to get the code off the box. Nothing that Collectibles Guru did led to that happening. That's a separate incident, completely different. Guy comes on Whatnot, asked to see the code on the front of the Crown Royale box up close. Can of worms opens. We figure out that there's something going on with the codes and there could be a Kaboom. Anyway.
you would have never done this.
No.
And before we start throwing out the possibilities that loaded cases could be possible, before looking at a hologram on the front of the box could lead you to a case hit, before we throw that in the garbage, do a little research yourself. Finally, some people in this hobby with 2 brain cells are actually starting to use them. Now,
thank you. That's the conclusion of the break for me, or the video for me. Cuts off, starts talking about PSA. I just wanted to put this out there because, I was on the fence. Should I make a video in response to this? Should I not? Should I? And I thought, you know what? True 17 would have made a response to this. The old Firehand would have made a response to this. I wouldn't just let some guy come on here and try and hammer me and make me look bad and throw my name through the dirt. This is how I'm going to end this video, okay? Some of you might not like it. Some of you will like it. I know some of you will like it. But this is just the truth, okay? And if I'm speaking not the truth, feel free to let me know I'm not speaking the truth, okay? This is it. This is how I'm going to end it. Because this guy likes to flex so much with his Rolex. I'm a very modest guy. Always have been. Nowadays, in my older days, I don't dive into this kind of stuff and go back and forth. And, I've got a family. I've got kids. All that kind of stuff. And this is what I'm going to say. Okay? I have been doing this. I don't need these anymore. I've been doing cards, breaking since 2008. It's getting close. We're in November now. On Thanksgiving of this year would mark the 14th anniversary. Would be 2020. The 14th anniversary of my first break ever. So I've been doing breaks almost 14 years. Okay? The first 3 years of it, I made not one dime. The only money I would make on it was if I got a card and a break myself and I sold it on eBay. It wasn't a business. It was all for fun. 3 years of breaking. Then then the tax man came knocking on my door after 3 years and like, hey man, you got all this money coming in, accepting all these PayPal payments, whatever. This is the point. We are at a breakers meeting, 2012, 2013, the first ever breakers meeting at the industry summit. This guy and his brother were sitting in there watching, tweeting, doing all that stuff. And every once in a while, they like to poke at it like it was some, make fun of it, okay? I'm proud of that meeting, okay? There's guys in that meeting, me, Mojo Break, who are their boys. I always talk about how much they love Mojo Break. Leighton Sports Cards. You got, I don't want to say the name wrong. I think we had a couple other guys, but I want to make sure the Clubhouse, excuse me, now goes by Clubhouse Breaks, and a couple other guys. Very small group. It was the beginning of what you see nowadays, okay? Nowadays, I don't even know how many breakers there are out there. Thousands of breakers. And they poke fun, say that, I was introduced at that breakers meeting as the godfather of breaks. I think that's pretty funny. But I was the guy, okay, that took a group break and made it what it is. I was the guy that took a group break and made it into a daily, on real time occurrence all the time. Okay, there was a couple guys before me. I've always give credit to them. When I first learned how to do it, there's guys like Chris Justice. There's guys like the Pack Ripper. There's guys like AR Platinum that were doing group breaks, and I actually joined their breaks every once in a while when we do stuff. But I have to say, and I'm not afraid to say, okay, that I'm the guy that blazed the trail for breaks to be what they are nowadays. And if there's somebody out there that can contest that, go ahead and contest it. That's my flex. So when this kind of stuff comes up and anything happens as far as people wanting to put doubt and breakers, I take it personally. I really do. You know, I've always said that everybody can break. Okay, it's an easy thing to do. Do it the right way. Okay, so I don't care that Backyard Breaks is still around doing breaks. You know, they can break forever. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care anymore. I'm yeah, like I said, grown up man, family. Maybe years ago I'd have been like trying to hammer those guys. You know, they'll eventually, if they're doing nefarious things, they're gonna shoot themselves in the foot. Eventually, the bad apples always weed themselves out anyway. Okay, I've always said, do it the right way, and that's it, man. If you're gonna do it the right way. Cards on camera, the whole 9 yards. Okay, so when stuff comes up like this, Guru, those guys are putting stuff out, and they're throwing doubt on myself or other breakers that I know that I can 100% believe are on the up and up and would never pull anything nefarious or do anything stupid. I take it personally. And I really think, you know, this whole thing with the holograms is a terrible, absolutely terrible thing. It really is. And I'm not sure what the next move is. I'm not going to get into that now. This is going to be a different video. But the point being, you know, I've got a lot invested in this. Yes, this is my full-time job. This is my business. I took something that was a hobby of mine, and when there's a small group of people doing it, and I turned it into something awesome. And it feeds my family. It puts puts clothes on my kids' backs, put a roof over my head. And I've went from breaking in my bedroom of my dad's house to have my own house and all that stuff. Self-made because of it. So I'm going to defend stuff. I'm going to put my opinion out there. And I'm not afraid, never have been, never will be, to speak my mind on matters that affect my business, my well-being, and the stuff that I helped to build over 14 years. If you want to come at me, come at me. If you want to put my name on something, I surely hope that you can come up with something concrete and something real to come at me about. Not some bullshit tweets that I put out there and try and misrepresent what I said, throw stuff, cut things off, chop it, make it look like that, and then try and make me look bad. Okay? Because I have a differing opinion than you do. Just because I have a different opinion than you do doesn't mean that it's okay to come on here and just throw dirt on my name, okay? And that kind of stuff. So that's what these guys like to do. Again, I still like their content. I like the video. I'm going to continue to watch their videos and like their stuff. But just know, okay, everybody likes their stuff. But if you go against the grain and you disagree with these guys, they're going to call you a card nerd. They're going to call you a dork, a chump, a clown, a scrub, and all that stuff. And they're going to turn on you real quick. Okay, I'm just going to let you know that. Anyways, long-winded. I got more videos coming for you guys in the coming days of marked boxes, kabooms, Panini 1-in-1, that kind of stuff. I'm still tracking the 1-in-1. We're going to keep it up to date. Anyway, that's it, man. I'm out here. I'm going to finish my beer. You guys have a great night. Or a great day. Whatever time you're watching this, man. Shout out.